Nah, I think the prerequisite of becoming a rapper is to be delusional.
Right.
I luckily I think I'm pretty.
You're okay.
Yeah, I think I'm all right.
Yeah. So the new record, right? Something. It's funny. I got it right around the time that I got it, completely independently of the record. Although maybe it was kind of in the back of my mind somewhere. I ended up rewatching Hellraiser and Nightbreed.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
dope.
Yeah.
The new Nightbreed version?
No, the one from when we were kids.
Okay, but you know there's a new version of that.
No.
Yeah, with like an extra half hour.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Clive like oversaw
of that
it.
film.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I think
Yeah,
I
you
just
gotta
saw
check it
whatever
out.
was on Netflix.
Yeah,
or
you got to
whatever.
check it out.
Okay.
Yeah, it's dope.
Wow. So there's a lot of Clive Barker kind
Yeah.
of themes, like particularly on the last song where you actually, it's named after some
Yeah,
of
the
the
merchant's
concepts and the
box.
stories.
And stuff. Yeah.
The book and the blood on Jerusalem Street and the midnight meat train moving the heat. Raw head Rex had coot in his teeth. Every single one of y'all food for the beast. And the human remains in the room for the pain. And there's rules to the game when you're new to the game. And it's blue in the vein. And you shoot it again. And the sins of the father to the loose of his reign.
But his themes kind of like go through the whole record.
Yeah. I guess when you're a kid and bad shit happens, you just try to escape it somehow. People like us pick music and then, reading a lot. Like my pop died. I was 10. Like I guess I was into Clive and Hellraiser by like 11. Then I started reading everything. You know what I mean? Like got me through some stuff. And got to meet him at a signing and shit in Philly and like, tell him like, thank you, It's always cool to thank anyone that got you through a rough time. So when Stoop was giving me the beats for the record, I don't know why, it just started reminding me. I don't know if you would call it a disease. There's a condition. When you hear music, you like hear colors.
Mm-hmm.
The word synthesis might be
synesthesia or something.
Synesthesia.
I have that. So when he gives me things, I see colors. And then when I see colors remind me of other things. Like the reason the cover of the album is the way it is, because the whole time I kept feeling blue, feeling the color. And I don't know how to articulate that. Remember in Mask when he's trying to teach the blind girl, Laura Dern, how things look, but he's trying to do it through touch because she can't see. It's sort of the same concept. Like I couldn't articulate things with words. When Jan was talking to the artist that was doing it, I was like, I don't know much, but I'm seeing blue, and this is the title. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm sorry with the Clive thing.
Oh,
so as he was giving me the beats, I was sort of like seeing colors, and then some of the colors started reminding me of Clive stuff. So I didn't want to OD and be like too overt where it's like I'm rapping about Hellraiser.
Right, it's a concept record about Midian or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The gates of Midian.
Everything's true. God's an astronaut. Oz is over the rainbow. And Midian is where the monsters live.
It's as brilliant as all that. I just kind of like snuck it in there.
Mm-hmm.
Organically, and like heads that are into Clive will get it, and heads that aren't into Clive, it isn't so there in your face that it would alienate them. You know what I mean? That's tricky to do. I didn't want to alienate any people by being like, I'm a fucking rap about Clive Barker for 60 minutes. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. You're already dealing with niche audiences. You know what I mean? When you make the type of music we do, you know what I mean? Or you're punk rock, or you're not dealing with, the 22 million people that listen to Taylor Swift. So you can't alienate the already alienated. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We're already dealing with this, this niche that's, so I always try not to, I alienate people in so many other ways.
Right.
So
maybe not do it with
maybe not do it with that.
But you did make an elaborate concept album, actually, your first full-length album.
Yeah, isn't that the fucking dumbest thing you've ever heard? I'm going to come out, the first thing people are going to hear about me is going to be a batshit PCP influenced conspiracy theory.
So where you gonna stand when the Elohim return? 7 great sages throughout the ages say you burn. It's my turn to shine. I redefine the crystalline biological structures implanted in your mind. So I find the deaf, dumb, and blind.
It may be the dumbest idea in the history of music.
It's a great record. I mean, the title, I can't even remember the full title.
Psychosocial, chemical, biological, and electromagnetic manipulation of human consciousness.
There you go. There you go.
Why was it? What was I thinking? There was no. If you don't believe in like the punk rock ethic, then that should prove it. That we weren't trying to become darlings, in any way. It was like, let me take something from the Bhagavad Gita, make that the cover, have an unpronounceable title, and then this whole record will be talking about things that 98% of the population either A, don't know about, or B, believe, or C, care about.
Right. So I was going to ask kind of where your head was at making that record, because there's all this stuff going on, right? You have like these scientific ideas,
sure,
these historical ideas, biblical,
sure,
mythological stuff from literature. I don't quite know how to say that. It's not like you draw strong divisions between those categories on the record.
Cyborg, the mind walk to the womb. In line, movie just see travel news a million. The ancient palace, the ancient palace, mystical like aurora borealis. The palace of pain, Yahweh came down upon it in flame. Half fable, half Cain, and slain with a verbal flame. Bring forth the sight.
Right.
It's all kind of part of this worldview, right? You're
sure,
not like, this bit's from the Bible and this bit's
sure,
from history and this is about, UFOs. And I was just kind of curious of your mind state while you were writing that.
I think it was just all over the place as how you just said it. I think rather than say I have the answers to anything, it's like, well, let me just show you everything, and then you take what you take from it. You know what I mean? The same way, like I remember someone once said, it was Artie Lang, the comedian Artie Lang, was like, the one thing about The Simpsons and Seinfeld is morons like it and smart people like it, and for two totally different fucking reasons. And when you can find that sweet spot, you become fucking Larry David and Jerry, you know what I mean? And it's like, I was never able to do that. You know what I mean? It was so alienating of a record, you know what I mean? But as far as my headspace, it was just, I was taking in so much information, and I was so young that I didn't know how to funnel it properly how I would today. You know what I mean? Like if I had all that shit in my head today, that record wouldn't come out that way. It would be less abrupt and like jarring, It definitely was like, there is an art in making a record that is divisive. You know what I mean? Like most of my favorite music is super divisive music that people are either offended by or find it mortifying or just can't get it. You know what I mean? So I'm proud to have one of those records in my catalog.
Yeah.
But if you think back upon it, like from a business standpoint, first off, it was vinyl only. Morons. No CDs or cassettes. Idiots.
And this was in 1997, so
correct.
It's not like CDs were unheard of.
Correct. It's not 1982. Even that might have been stupid because it was still. You could not look at the from the start of production of a record to the final product and do it more wrong than that record was done. And it's mind-boggling.
It's amazing. I guess another thing about that record is you have some stuff about Jesus, right? But it's about him being created by aliens.
Sure.
The basis is that extraterrestrials created Christ and have a device that recorded all of Earth's history and can display it in the form of a hologram precise. Construction of synthetic humanoids is among us. You are banned to the land of Nod to face the deafening thunders and the spiritual wonders.
About him studying in Tibet, things like that.
Sure.
Study with Chinese masters like Jesus in Tibet. Staff of Moses, urn of ashes, morphing my soul into solids, liquids, and gases.